Hey guys, how's it going? Just coming at you with another video here. I don't know. This video, I just feel like sharing my thoughts on something. Now, earlier I was just watching this episode of Money Morphin. I'm sure you probably know what show I'm referring to. It's fairly obvious, I guess. But anyway, I was just watching this episode of MMPR, right? And I guess it kind of got me to thinking about something. I guess. I guess currently we're in the 20th year of Power Rangers. I did a video on it earlier. You should probably know that. Check it out. Um, but anyway, yeah, we're in 20 years of Power Rangers. We've got our current season is called Megaforce. Next year we're going to be doing season 2, called Super Megaforce. Yeah, ever since Saban got it back, it's been on Nickelodeon. They've been throwing it out for 2 seasons instead of the usual 40. Or anywhere between 30 and 40 episodes. But I digress. Um, Now, I guess what I want to talk about is just Megaforce. Um, Now, I guess with Megaforce, how I feel about it in general, I guess it's decent. I don't want to say it's the best, but I don't want to say it's like the worst either. Now, some of my friends, I guess, on Facebook, I've heard them say, like most notably, my friend Sam. Um, uh, he Yeah, so far he's kind of been, well, maybe not, yeah. Some of my friends on Facebook, like I said, are kind of not liking it so far because they feel like um it's how can I put how do I want to say this? Like it's uh too close to Money Morph, it's like it's too similar. I'm sure you probably get what I'm saying. Well, my friend Sam that I mentioned, I can post a blog that he wrote in the description box below. I guess possibly to give you a better idea of what I'm saying, if I'm not being clear enough. But he basically feels like it's being too much like Mighty Morphin. Um, and I have a question though. Is it really being too close to Mighty Morphin? I mean, sure we've got the basic idea of they're in high school, they're in a local hangout spot called Ernie's. And then there's the color scheme of black, pink, blue, yellow, red. Now their Sentai show, Ghostager, excuse me, their Sentai source material, which was called Tenso Sentai Ghostager. There was a green, but he died. Let's backtrack a little bit, and sorry for the spoiler, by the way. I guess in terms of their mecha in Ghostager, then let's see, red and pink pilot their Zords. The mechas, I should say. Then, well, but you probably get what I'm saying. See, red and pink at their set of Zords, and the black and yellow deal. And then blue, he doesn't have his partner. Now blue had a partner who was green, but he died. Uh, it was only really seen in a flashback in episode 10 of Ghostager. I haven't seen Ghostager yet, but I know that by looking up on the interwebs. But anyway, yeah. There was a green, but he died. So, but I'm sure you probably get what I'm saying. Then that kind of goes along with the whole Mighty Morphin color scheme of green, black, pink, blue, yellow, red. But to my understanding, we will not be getting it. Ghost Eye Green and Megaforce. I can see why, by the way. But anyway, is Megaforce really like MMPR? Like I said, I know there's the whole high school and Ernie's and similar color scheme with the suits and all. mind you, also in Super Megaforce, we'll be getting the suits from Gokaiger, but we'll still be keeping the Gosei suits. Goseiger. But, actually, then there's those three elements, like I said. But is it really like Mighty Morphin? I'm sorry if I'm something redundant, by the way. But is it really? I mean, beyond some similar elements to Mighty Morphin, I don't know. I mean, Mighty Morphin didn't have all these power-ups like later Sentai and PR shows have. I mean, I know in Mighty Morphin, the Green Ranger had his like chest shield that who he gave to Red, so and the Red Ranger wore it several times as well, and Black Ranger at least once. But that's better it really. Excuse me again. But Megaforce isn't doing that. They all share the same power up. You know, um, we're not getting Ghost Green for Megaforce. Uh, and like I said, if you've seen Ghost you'll see why. And even if you haven't, but you still know about the whole thing with Ghost Green, you'll still know why. And because if we did, I guess it would kind of contribute to the unnecessary amounts of nostalgia and all. With whole green, black, pink, blue, yellow, red. Now, I can understand my friend Sam's point. Like, he feels it's too heavy on the Mighty Morphin nostalgia, and that, you know, I mean, I'll agree that if it's gonna rely on the nostalgia, it doesn't. It should be used appropriately. It shouldn't be like overly reliant on the nostalgia factor. But is it really being that identical to Mighty Morphin in any way? Um, and even more so, back in Dino Thunder, you could say it kind of had some elements to Mighty Morphin to it. I mean, Red was the athlete, like Blue was the brains, and both had the Tyrannosaurus and the Triceratops to go along with it. Um, and there's the Yellow, who I think kind of had elements of both Pink and Yellow Rangers. And then there's Tommy. Um, of course, he came back as the Black Ranger, and we know that with Mighty Morphin the Black Ranger and all, of course. Then we have Trent, who was the technical sixth Ranger, even though there's only 5 people to make up the Dino Thunder team. And excuse me again. And anyway, then there's Trent, the technical sixth Ranger, like I just said. He was also the White Ranger on that team. Now, how is it that like Megaforce is getting hated on for its being too nostalgia heavy on Mighty Morphin? But then again, Dino Thunder doesn't get criticized. Well, then again, I guess I know it's not new, totally nostalgia heavy. It is what it is. Even though it does, I guess you could say, have some elements from Mighty Morphin to it. But still, even so, how is it okay for one season but not the other? I guess. But just, I guess though, with Megaforce, I guess how would I improve it? I guess. Forgive me for saying I guess all the time, but I digress. How would I improve it? I guess maybe, of course, make it not too overly reliant on nostalgia factor for one thing. Use it in appropriate doses. Um, I guess I'll give them a little bit more character development. like, who are these characters? Like, who are they? Like, why should we care about them? Why were they chosen to be Power Rangers? I mean, sure, I guess we've. I got a little bit of uh, uh, development, at least a little bit, at least with Pink, and one of the earlier episodes. And then, I guess with Robo Knight, we got something with him. He didn't want to work on a team, but then now he's learning. Like I said, I'm improving the character development and make it not so overly reliant on the money, on the nostalgia factor. Plus, would I bring Ghost Eye Green into the whole thing? I probably would. Not to I know that might not contradict what I'm saying about the whole nostalgia factor, but I would try not to make. I would try to do it without being reliant on the whole Mighty Morphin thing. Um, and I guess I'm aware of the whole thing with Ghost Eye Green and Ghost Ager, but and if they did bring him in, they might do something similar to like they did with the Titanium Ranger, Mega Lightspeed Rescue. But I guess I could try and work around that. I guess maybe like even if he was around for maybe at least one episode, that would be cool to see. Uh, I guess how would I go about bringing Ghost Eye Green into the whole thing? Um, I guess maybe like back in SPD, there was that one episode where they used the Deca Swan suit from Deca Ranger. Maybe do something like that. Maybe not to be a copycat of that episode, but just something like it. Or maybe uh, try and bring, uh, try and of course use American footage without maybe uh, causing an over budget. If supposing you were to stay around for more than one episode, because hell, back in Mighty Morphin season 2, they had the 5 Zero Ranger suits and the one suit from Die Ranger, and they meshed well together with the American footage. And at least I'm just basing that at face value. I wasn't there for the during production. I was like I said, and I was born in '92, so yeah, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. But just I would try to I guess maybe incorporate Green into the picture without maybe being too overly reliant on the nostalgia factor uh, and seeing how long I can keep him around for. And I guess it would be quite kind of cool to see him become Gokai Silver. But then, even so, we already have our Gokai Silver. So, but you know, so yeah. So what am I saying at this point? Anyway, so yeah, is Megaforce really being like Megaforce, Mighty Morphin? Is it really too heavily reliant on the Mighty Morphin nostalgia factor? So, why don't you tell me in the comments? Maybe if you want to get more long-winded with it, you can give me a video response. Tell me your thoughts. I encourage open discussion. So, why don't you tell me? Am I spot on anything? Do you agree with the people that think it's too overly reliant on nostalgia factor? Is it its own season? Not like a Mighty Morphin rehash? What? I'd love to hear from you. So, I guess that's really all I have to say. Alright. Rate, comment, subscribe. And, yeah. Komodi signing out. And I'll be sure to link my friend Sam's blog down the bottom bitch below. And, also, one more thing before I go. My friend Marina, she wrote a similar uh, blog about what I said regarding Dino Thunder, and I guess I can link her blog to the bottom bitch below. Check her blog out too. So yeah, like I said, I'm signing. CoolMoD21 signing out. Bye guys.